on, guys? Union Pacific Omaha here. Now today we're going to be doing part 2 of taking a closer look, where we look to a more in-depth view of certain sections of my layout. So today we're going to be doing this area, like the more scenic part of the layout. So we are going to get into that fairly quickly, so let's go. Alright, we are going to start at the front of my layout, where this section of the layout begins. So before we get right into taking a closer look, I have an announcement. I've just bought a Bachmann ES44AC with DCC and sound. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, which one is it? Which Heritage unit is it? It is, well, I'm going to let you guys just wait until I get it to see. But $99 on Train World and ModelTrainStuff.com. That's just a price that I couldn't pass up. It's too good of a locomotive to not buy when it's that cheap. So it's not cheap, but in the model railroading world, that's pretty cheap for a fully detailed locomotive with sound. So I had to pick one up. More about that in different episodes, getting new rolling stock and locomotives, especially this summer. But anyway, we're going to get right into this. I've wasted enough time. So as we can see, there's not too much detail. Up here at the front, we have a few ties sitting, waiting to be put in. You might see that little, it says Consolidated Gravel and Stone Company. So that's just, they're installing houses back along this lake that we're going to take a look at. And I'm going to pick up my tripod now so we can take a closer look at different features. So moving on, we're going to get into this mountain and how I built it in a second. But we're just going to look at what's at the front so far. So we have a road crossing, and we have this little truck driving off, which he's obviously stopped because train traffic is pretty heavy here on the Papillion Creek layout. So at the front, we have a few construction vehicles. We have a digger, front end loader, and a dump truck just chilling, not working right now. And something I kind of neglect or don't even pay attention to at all is this water tower. This has been here for years. Probably, I've moved around the layout a lot. I've moved around things on it, as most recently I changed tracks used to go through the middle here. I changed that to single line through the front to make it more interesting and give a reason for trains really that why they actually need to stop. So wanted more variety, more of a realistic point of view. But the water tower is something that hasn't moved since we bought it. It's been on the layout for 6 or 7 years, and it's never moved. It's always been here, and yeah. So we're gonna move more to the inside. So we have a few little work buildings and all sorts of whatever those little things are. We have a railroad crossing sign there, a little fuse box on a telephone pole. This is a gravel path. I think this is within scenic gravel something. But we have some people camping here. As you can see, they have a little log with people sitting on a campfire tent. And I'm not sure what that is in the corner. Oh, it's their stuff. We have a minivan there sitting. And we do have some workmen here doing all sorts of stuff. A bunch of random signs. Some say, watch children, slow, stuff like that. But we have a guy, some of these figures have fallen over, but we do have a guy with a little wheelbarrow of, not sure what that is. But we have trees lining this, and here is the lake. I've never come up with a name for this lake, but yeah, but we're gonna move to the other side of the layout now and take a closer look at what's back here. Okay, we are at the other side of the layout now, just walked around it. So this is like a little island thing right here. Not too sure why I made it. I mean, my dad made it, but we decided to just to make something kind of cool and different. A little bit of detail there. We have a deer or a buck looking out onto the lake, see what's going on. So we're gonna move over here now. So we have a little tree line here, and we have signals here. This is just like some cheap plastic signal that I just randomly put here. It's obviously nothing authentic or realistic because every single light on the signal's on. Something like that happened, I'm not sure what the crew would know what to do. We have a milepost marker down here also. And we have all trees lining this entire track. So we're gonna move here. We're gonna move over here now. Now the farm, I think it's detailed enough where we're gonna do it in an entire different episode. So that'll probably be next. So here we have 3 little cabins that are being built, just nice little lake cabins. And the lake, I don't even remember how my dad and I built it, but it didn't take that long. It was a cool process. But back here we have some guys working with wheelbarrows and bricks. We have all sorts of ladders and steel beam there, and scaffolding on the back side. Here we have more guys working, putting on the roof and sorts. We have a trailer, little minivan thingy, caravan, and a forklift, and there's another digger there. So this is like a little bit detailed area. Nothing's ever changed back here. This is another part of the layout that's never changed, like ever. But and then the little lake diverges into like a little stream, then back out a little bit bigger, and just trees line this entire area. Now you may be wondering, how did my dad and I build this like rugged looking mountain? Now it all is just foam that we took piece by piece, and my dad took his chainsaw at it and just we made smaller layers up as we went, and my dad just took out his chainsaw and started carving into it to make it more look like a rugged scene. And I think we used to make fun of him because it was just painted brown at first and it kind of looked like a elephant poop or something, and he said, you used to laugh at me, but now it looks good. And I have to agree with him on that one. Probably should not have done that. So there's not very much detail here, but we do have a guy on top of the mountain hiking. And then down here, we have a guy hiking with his dog, probably out watching the trains go by. And that's going to probably wrap it up for this area. Oh, we also have this little mountain thing over here. It was like $15 by Woodland Scenic. It's just a little building, or not a building, little like mountain hill thing with grass on it. And one more thing about this is I don't show very often because you don't look up here, but I do have a plane hanging. It's a United Express CRJ something, CRJ 700, something like that. But excuse me, I'm not too sure. I don't know very much about planes, but the reason I chose this over like a bigger jet is because when I fly from my home city Omaha to places like Denver and stuff, it's not always like a big plane. And when I fly sometimes from Denver back home, it's usually on a United Express plane, or I always used to fly. We have a vacation house in Palm Springs, and whenever we would fly from Denver to there, it would always, like, almost always be United Express because there's not that much demand for a flight like that. So give it a smaller plane. Now, I almost forgot, we have a little boat out there sitting. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I'll leave you guys with a run by if you made it this far. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. I would really appreciate that. And Union Pacific Omaha.